and welcome to Africa Beyond Borders. I'm your host, Soraya Mentor, and this week's episode is very special because we're going to be taking you guys through the highlight moments of all the guests we've had. We appreciate and love the support that you guys have been giving us across our social media platforms. So from us to you, here is one of our favorite highlights. We hope you enjoy. I would like to find out your most exciting adventure you had yet.
Woo! Oh goodness. Okay. So in Colorado Springs, I speak about Colorado Springs a lot because that's where all my friends are. And so we went on this road trip, and we were going to Keystone Mountains in Colorado Springs. And as I was driving in the morning, I got pulled over by a American cop, American police officer, and I rolled down my window and I was like, "Goeiemorgen," and I didn't realize that I said it in Afrikaans. So he just looked at me and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm South African." And I was so nervous. I was so terrified. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to jail, American jail." And I was calling all my friends because it's like 3 p.m. where it's like 5 a.m. And my dad is a police officer, and he was like, "Just be calm, just like don't worry about it, you'll be fine." And the cop's like, "License and registration, please, ma'am." And I was like, "Okay." So I give everything to him, and everything seems to be in order. And then I'm on my way going to my friend's house, and that was just a crazy experience. Like being pulled over was insane. I don't even know what I did. And so, but luckily I was okay. After that, I get to my friend's house and I tell them about this whole experience and this whole story, and they say it's okay. Let's go ski. So we go skiing, and my feet are dying. It's not like ice skating. It's like going down a hill, and you're on your feet, and it's just so exhilarating, but I kept falling, and all my friends were going from the top of the mountain all the way down, and then they'd go back up and then all the way down again, and I was still on the in the middle of the mountain, and they were just like, "You need to hurry up," and I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." So that was quite exciting, so adventurous. And it was quite new. I have never touched snow before, and that was my first time, like, on snow, touching snow, falling into snow.
Yeah.
So it was great.
That's just the funniest story. I was like crying tears when you were saying he pulled me over. Like, goeiemorgen. What an experience you had. And the sledding, I have no idea about sledding. The fact that you did it, well done on you, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's completely amazing just hearing your stories and hearing the amazing lessons you've learned. It inspires me so much, and I'm sure it inspired the viewers. Thank you so much for joining us today in Studio Brooklyn. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
I want them to see me,
Yeah.
this, not in the wheelchair, just to see the men sitting right there. Because, this life can change.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you also find yourself in such a situation. But one thing you'll tell yourself is that I'll live my life because you have approached Andrew or Dangote, and you know how he is. You also tell yourself, this kind of new lifestyle that I have got into myself, I'll live like Dangote.
Wow.
That is how I am, and this is me. That's how I grew up. My childhood, school, secondary, and tertiary, I've been all my life on the wheelchair. So let me say I'm actually like a very professor for a wheelchair. I can use it, I can do it anyhow.
You're professionally trained at this point.
Sometimes I even forget I'm on the wheelchair. I'm with my friends having a drink. I want to stand up. Oh, no, shit. I have to go with the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know you're from South Africa, but could you just share a bit about your background?
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. I was born and bred in a lovely city called Port Elizabeth, which is got a rich history within the South African landscape, both picture in a picturesque way, but also in a historical way. So it's located in the Eastern Cape, which is along the Garden Route that takes you up to Cape Town. So if you're coming from Johannesburg, which is in the north, very close to Namibia, of course where you're based, you come all the way down from Johannesburg, and we're kind of the bottom corner, the bottom part of the coastline, and then you go up, and that takes you to the Western Cape and to the Table Mountain up there. So you'll find Port Elizabeth along that route. It's been renamed a few years ago to Gqeberha, and it is actually a Khoikhoi or Kwekwe name, which is synonymous with the area because the first peoples of the country, the Khoisan, were their main location was here. So the name of the city that it's been renamed to, Gqeberha, is got a link to the Khoisan heritage of the country, and they were known to be located in this part of the country as well. So I think they tried to pay homage to that. But back to me. I was born and bred here, grew up here, did my schooling here, and an important part of that was that I did dance as a subject at my high school, St. Thomas, and that was the only high school in the city where you could actually have dance as a sixth subject for matric year. So that was really important to me, the fact that I could have dance built into my schooling, my daily life. So I was dancing every single day. But from primary school, we had dance, and we'd have our dance classes twice a week. But at high school, it was almost every day.
I don't want to put a tap on my shoulder to say, but by my nature is I'm open, So it wasn't my openness normally allows me to adapt easily, and also coming from the military, you learn you know how to camouflage and conceal, but then also moving around based on my open nature, that actually that actually allows me to adapt easily to any situation or circumstance.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
It's so cool. I want to go to the military now before I travel. Maybe it will help me.
yeah. So, but yeah, it was the first day at school was I rocked up. I went
Hey.
I'm on a mission, so I rocked up. I went to the admin building and I introduced myself. Hi, Ratne, so
Yeah.
I'm here.
I'm here. Actually, question, what languages do they speak there? Because did you rock up with English?
No, I rock up with English, but the language is Dutch. But Dutch, yeah. So the advantage of Dutch is that it's almost similar to Afrikaans. Or I would say that Afrikaans originated from Dutch.
Okay.
So basically, I could hear similarities in Dutch, but then, English is a language being spoken also mostly, especially if you are an international. People won't speak to you Dutch first; they will speak English. And I rock up in English, and I was showed, okay, there's your class, and then I entered the class, and
see, life happened.
life happened.
Hello and welcome to Africa Beyond Borders. I'm your host, Soraya Mentor, and this week's episode is very special because we're going to be taking you guys through the highlight moments of all the guests we've had. We appreciate and love the support that you guys have been giving us across our social media platforms. So from us to you, here is one of our favorite highlights. We hope you enjoy.
I couldn't go to the stadium that day, but I did go to the stadium.
You did go
I
to the
did
stadium?
eventually go to the stadium.
Yeah.
We took a tour. We took a tour. That was amazing. That was awesome.
Tell us about the tour.
Remembering about it was nice. So we took a tour That was about, how much was it? 50 euros. But
How
yeah,
much?
that's
1
about
euro is like
1,700. No, 1,008.
1,008, okay.
Namibian. But we were told, don't convert when you come to Germany. Don't do that to yourself. Don't convert.
Bless your
So we're like, we're here for a good time. Let's do it. So we went there. It was, like I said, it's huge. And we went there and we were able to tour not just the stadium, like the stands, which was super amazing, just seeing how everything looks, but also the dressing rooms. We also got to go into the dressing rooms.
Oh,
and
this was
see.
a tour.
This was a tour. We got to sit like where everybody was sitting, and I was like, oh wow, Muller sat here, and everybody, and then we went to tour of the museum. That's where they have all the trophies and everything. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it was pre-season and none of the players or coaches were there, but.
I mean, it still sounds very fortunate to me.
It was amazing though.
Oh my gosh. Getting there, was there ever another culture shock, as you experienced more days in Germany?
There were many culture shocks. I think the three that were really hard hitting for me was just the impact that geography plays within Germany, and then also the music, and specifically the emphasis on individualism in Germany. So all of those were very different to what I expected.
I loved your last point that you tapped into it. Did you see yourself in a different perspective now that you were in a new country?
I definitely did, because in Namibia, I guess I sort of was tempering down my identity, my weirdness rather. And when I moved here, I would get so many comments on stuff I have never thought about in my life. So a lot of people here will comment on my hair. So even when your braids look crusty, dusty, musty, like you need a braid refresh, people will come up to you and be like, oh my goodness, I love your hair. It's so unique. And I'm like, thank you.
Wow. Look at you blossoming in Germany.
Yeah.
I would love to hear your first 72 hours, if you can remember, from landing. What was something that struck a chord, like the first, few hours in this country?
I think Spain in itself is a beautiful country. It's the architecture, the culture there. It's quite how should I say this, passionate. So everything they do with passion and intensity. And so when I first landed, the flight was quite long. So we flew from Windhoek to SA. From SA we flew to Addis Ababa, and then from Addis Ababa to Italy, and then from Italy to Madrid.
How many hours is that?
It was quite long. So you know when when you're flying like that, you get lost in time, and you don't know which day it is and so forth. But landing in Madrid, picked up at the airport and then taken to the hotel. So my first few hours, I just came to the hotel. I think the excitement and the flight, it overwhelmed me. So I just went to bed first, just to recover. And
just to remember, who am I?
And then when I finally woke up, the one thing that was quite a big shock to me was that the sun only sets at 10 o'clock at night there. So so I woke up at 6, and it looks like it's like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and you're confused.
That is insane.
Yeah. So you're confused because the time, that there's not actually that big of a time difference. I think because there it was summer and here it was winter.
Okay.
Yeah, so the time was quite the same, but the sun only sets at 10.
Is it only seasonal, or is it 10 throughout the year?
No, I think it's seasonal.
Okay.
Yeah, so summertime the sun sets later, and I think wintertime it sets a bit earlier. Similar to us, but if you're not used to it, it's quite a shocker.
then the air was quite heavy. That's the first thing I experienced. Even with cold weather, it was very humid. And then finding the guy who's picking me up, and then he put me in a taxi, and I went to the hotel. And that first drive, I remember I put on my earphones, and I played, what's the song that I played? Here I Go Again on My Own. And I think it's by Whitesnake. And I was just sitting in the taxi jamming to that. And of course, I should have done more research going there, because obviously they have the Great Firewall, of China is what they call it. So outside internet is blocked entirely in China. So you can't access WhatsApp or normal internet at all. So you're completely severed from the rest of the world. And the only way as a Westerner or a foreigner to connect via WhatsApp or, Messenger is to have a VPN, which I didn't have. So I was completely, contactless in a foreign country. And the first thing I remember, I was playing music and I looked around and I thought, wow, the Chinese people sure enjoy gambling. Like they're a bunch of, because all I see are casinos. All around me is just casinos. But then I thought, wait, but gambling is not legal in China. And that's when it hit me. I'm so used to casinos being the buildings with lights, neon lights, and it's made up to be attractive. In South Africa, these were just normal buildings with lights and
regular Tuesday
LED lights. Yes, so that's the first thing I noticed, is that the Chinese people, they are really into aesthetic appeal of their buildings. And that was just the first few that I saw. As the months went on, I saw some of the most beautiful architecture you will ever see. And I mean, when you go to their cities, the floor lights up outside. There's squares, there's lights and everything.
It's a bit of a difficult question, but so in South Africa, I was kind of always the loud friend. Like I'm a very loud and outgoing person in general. And then this is something, you've kind of got me here because it's something that's quite difficult for me to talk about. But then moving to Namibia, also because in South Africa we have a different way that we dress, we have a different way that we act, we have a different way that we address each other. And in moving to Gebabes, it did kind of at some points feel like I lost a lot of my personality.
Okay.
In trying to adapt to what the expectations and the social norms were there, because like it was a lot different. Like in South Africa, like I said, we were such a big grade, such a lot of people that you could kind of choose your friends. Where in Gebabes we were, I think, 12 matrics. So you were like kind of forced into this social circle. And I adapted my personality a lot. Like I became a lot like the girls there. I was doing what everyone else was doing, kind of falling into the trends. I became very quiet because that's kind of what they expected me to be, because they already had a loud friend and they already had an outgoing friend and a smart friend. Like as a high schooler, you often get put into those like categories. And so I just decided to become the quiet friend, and I kind of pulled back a lot because I didn't want to be taking up anyone else's space, especially coming into a group that's so tight-knit and so close to each other because they've been together from 6 years old up until 17.
Sure.
So I did feel like I kind of lost a lot of my personality in Gebabes, but the one thing I can tell you is since moving to Windhoek and finding people that feel like my people again, especially since working, which is crazy actually, but especially since working at NMH, I've kind of like gotten a lot of my personality back. Like I feel free to be the loud person if I want to be the loud person and to be friends with who I want to be. So yeah, Windhoek kind of saved that experience for me and gave me a lot of my, I like calling it my sparkle. Windhoek gave me a lot of my sparkle back. So
oh, your sparkle back. That makes me so happy.
But I will say Namibia was honestly one of my most favorite places I've lived in,
the people, the authenticity, the beauty that is Namibia and the country, it was not difficult to fall in love with Namibia. And finishing high school and the friends and the connections and the opportunities that it afforded me living in Namibia was just something that I don't granted. And I'm just so grateful and live, laugh, and love Namibia because, hey, oh my word, every day I wish I could go back and have some kapana. Like
Oh my
every time,
gosh.
like friends and family come from Namibia, I ask them, please bring me like some kapana spice because that's gonna make my whole year. Like I use kapana spice for everything.
It's needed.
So I miss, yeah, I miss my kapana and I miss my oshikandela. Oh my goodness, miss it. But yeah, Namibia, I can't say anything bad about it. Just gave me, it was the place where I grew. I've all of my teenage years in Namibia, so it was where I was able to, grow. And that's an experience that I'll never take for granted.
So how does one even travel out of your home country to pursue a culinary career?
I was super nervous.
Yo.
There was a friend of mine that used to work in the Bahamas at the specific place that I went to go work. He
Okay.
recommended me. They wanted a Namibian chef because
Oh,
he was
wow.
Namibian, and he recommended me. He messaged me on Facebook, and I was working at a very nice hotel, Hotel Leinersburg,
Okay.
at the time, and I loved this place, and I wouldn't have left if I didn't get the Bahamas opportunity. And so he messaged me just on Facebook, and I thought first I was like, no, this can't be true.
Yeah.
And I told him, no, you know what, let's go for it, man. I'll go. And he said, okay, no, I'll let the people know, I'll talk to them and all that. And a month after that, they sent me my work permit documents, application.
A month.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. And I was still like, is this true? They sent it through FedEx and everything. And filled up the stuff, got all my paperwork done, passport and everything. Gave my resignation.
In that same month?
I had a 2-month resignation period, so I was going to leave in 2 months.
Yeah.
So I just had to, give in my resignation and send back the papers, and they sent me my flight ticket a month in. And
Because people really wanted you.
Yes, no, they really wanted me there. And I flew.